We have just gotten 20 wins inside the 20 win challenge. I'm going to show you guys the best deck for this challenge and some of the games to help you get 20 wins yourself. Make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let's claim this emote. And boom, that is the 20 win challenge complete. So the deck I used for this challenge is here. It's Electro Giant. No surprise, this is one of the best decks in the meta at the moment. You have a rock solid defense, and that's where this deck shines. It's very defensive. You have the Tombstone, a Tornado, a Little Prince, a Bowler, and Archers. All fantastic defensive cards. And then your win condition is Electro Giant and the Lightning. Let's have a look at the battle log so you guys can see what I'm playing against and what I'm beating. We also faced a ton of pro players on the way to the top, and you guys can just see the matchups aren't necessarily easy, but we're making them look easy and we made it work, which is fantastic. My first loss there was a mirror matchup. Mirror matchups are always tricky, they're kind of 50-50, but yeah, my two losses in this challenge were both mirror matchup. That tells you everything you need to know. And yeah, let's have a look at the game that got me to 20 wins. Sparky, this is a scary matchup, and honestly I was scared. We obviously start the game by saying good luck to him. He throws it back, which is very nice, and then we split Archers at the back. Splitting Archers because we want to get closer to that Archer evolution. Very standard. He goes with Bats, that's fine. That kind of threw me off. I didn't exactly know what he was using, so I just threw a Barbarian Bow here, playing very passive, and then he goes Mini P.E.K.K.A. So I thought, okay, Mini P.E.K.K.A. Normally you see Mini P.E.K.K.A. Sparky together, so I'm already thinking he is Mini P.E.K.K.A. Sparky. We use the Guardian's ability there to obviously keep my Little Prince alive, and then he Sparkies at the back. So I realized he didn't really have any good answers for this Electro Giant, so I just went Electro Giant at the bridge and punished him. Little Prince on the right lane doing fantastic damage, my Electro Giant down the left side doing great damage, and now we have a scary counter push coming towards us. We obviously Tombstone here for the Sparky, and then we go with a Barbarian Bow on the left here for these Archers and this Guardian. Unfortunately, the Skeletons kind of ran away from the Sparky, so the Sparky did end up connecting, but overall not a bad defense. We have a damage lead, and this is the thing about this deck, is your defense is so strong. So after you have a damage lead, you can just hold on to it and then spell cycle at the end. Anyway, Little Prince there. I didn't know if it was going to take out the Mini P.E.K.K.A. Turns out it didn't. It did get nerfed, so you know that's the nerf coming into play right there. So he goes Goblin Giant at the back. I obviously respond to that with a Bowler. And like I said, I have a damage lead right now, so I'm just chilling. We want to make sure we play good defense, and that's exactly what we are going for. He went for a Sparky at the bridge. I thought that was a bit aggressive, but again, really good Tombstone here. The Skeletons distracting the Sparky, and that's why the Tombstone is so much better than the Cannon. Against Sparky, against Minor Poison, two very popular decks in this challenge, you can see it, the Tombstone just puts in more work and is better. And right now, I go with an Electro Giant at the back. That Electro Giant at the back, I'm trying to bait out a Mini P.E.K.K.A. He goes Mini P.E.K.K.A. opposite lane, and then goes Goblin Giant. I was not expecting this push, but we go for a Tombstone here. We also go for Evo Archers to try and clean up the bats, making sure we place them far away so they get that extra damage, and boom, we absolutely melt that Goblin Giant. We tried to lightning the Sparky, but we were a little bit slow. Ends up taking out my Little Prince because of a good Tornado. Down the right side, we have a bit of a scary push, but good defense from my opponent. And we just set up a Bowler for this Little Prince. The Bowler, one of the best answers to the Little Prince. Anyway, this guy then goes Goblin Giant at the bridge, going very aggressive here. He also goes Bats. Luckily, the Bowler took out the Evo Archer, so we just have to deal with this counter push. Kind of spreading out my units, making sure not to give him a good lightning. And then he goes Sparky here, which is interesting. I decide to Electro Giant opposite lane, just because obviously he doesn't have a Sparky anymore. We go for a lightning on this stuff. Boom, we hit a Mini P.E.K.K.A. Kind of predicting it, to be honest. He didn't really have that many answers, forcing out a Tornado back. And again, a very easy defense on this Sparky, a Barbarian Bow, Archers, clean it up. And you guys will notice in this game, I'm playing it very slow. Against a Sparky especially, that can punish you in a second. One mistake and you're donezoed. You have to play it slow, you have to play it very cautiously. And that's what I'm doing every single step of the way here. This is a 5-minute game at this point, and I am just playing it extremely safe because I have a damage lead, I don't have to overcommit, I don't have to get crazy. Anyway, here we do get a bit crazy with an Electro Giant at the bridge. We just hit triple elixir time. Evo Archers, though, on the field doing work. And we once again are lightning away that Mini P.E.K.K.A. Evo Archer on the tower, forcing out a lightning. And this is the game winning push, boom, giving me the 20 wins. Another game I really want to show you guys is this game here, because this guy is an insanely good player. He has now gotten 20 wins, so this was the same run that he got 20 wins on, and we were able to beat him. So once again, first play, I always like to play in single elixir time, and I normally go for split archers at the back. It's a very neutral play, it's very safe, and it gets closer to the Evo. Anyway, he goes for a little prince at the back. We set up a tombstone. Again, we play very defensive at the start. Don't go crazy, don't commit an electro giant, just play safe. Anyway, good barbarian bow by him, bypassing the tombstone, so I forced out my own barbarian bow, and we go for a bowler on the left here for his little prince. Obviously, bowler, great answer, we've already been through this. And then we go little prince in the middle here, and he decides to go all in pretty much. Very aggressive from this guy, he does snowball as well. And here we just focus on trying to activate my king tower. He does get 2 shots on the tower, which is massive for him. And we're starting this game from behind. That was a very messy start from me. Not my best play. But also I was just shocked that he went lumberloon at the bridge, you know? Anyway, here we're just rebuilding our elixir. We have Evo archers. And when you see lumberjack balloon, you immediately know they have freeze. So here we just go for Evo archers on these scary drags. And then we go for an electro giant, making sure these scary drags didn't hit our tower, and it provides a little bit of protection here for the Evo archers, forcing out more elixir. Now there's so much stuff down this right lane. This is bowler town. Obviously the bowler is going to get great value here, and it was about to get so much value it forced him to freeze. He really did not want to deal with this bowler, so we end up forcing out a barbarian bow and a little prince, playing safe rather than sorry. We do take out his little prince, and here I believe we go for an ability at the bridge. Boom, perfect. Obviously doing that just so my little prince has some protection, and it forces out more elixir. We then set up a tombstone here. Tombstone's such a solid defense. He goes for skeleton dragons, obviously to try and take away my building, but we just go for archers here. And again, you guys will see I'm playing very slow and passive. I'm waiting for my right opportunity to go in, because one good electro giant is all it takes to win a game. Anyway, here you guys can see a fantastic defense from me. Tornadoing everything back, pulling that balloon away, and it does get death damage, which is a bit annoying, but hey, I couldn't play that any better. Here, big split lane pressure. Electro giant archers down one lane, ability and little prince down the other. This is what I was talking about, where it just takes that one good push to win you the game. And we have a pretty healthy electro giant on his tower, and we are forcing out so much elixir there. That was beautiful. Really nice punish. He got very aggressive, so we punished that. And then we got Evo archers here. We obviously split them once again. Again, dual lane pressure, very hard for any player to deal with. And we decide to tornado in the little prince here to obviously try and take him out as fast as possible. At this point, he's very committed down this right lane. So playing my little prince here down the right lane just to help protect that lane and clog it up. He's not going to want to play into a little prince. And again, here I ignored the guardian on the left because I know my priority is this right side tower. I can take damage on the left, that's fine. You don't have to worry about that. The right side is what's important here. Really bad little prince from him. We lightning that away. And again, he's trying to do the same thing as me, where you pre-place troops to try and clog the lane. It's very annoying for your opponent. And you can see here, really good balloon freeze from this guy. The balloon ends up getting only 1 shot though, and the death damage. So this is where I just go crazy. I'm like, okay, we're in triple elixir time now. My tower literally has 100 HP left. We just need to actually win the game here and get this last 600 damage, whatever it takes. So we're spamming at the bridge at this point, down this left lane. We go for a Evo archers. Evo archers stays alive on the left, which is beautiful. We obviously trying to lightning cycle him as well. His tower's very low, and I know my spell damage, and I know that is tornado plus lightning. So we are just having to defend this right side here for a little bit. We do end up clutching the win, but that guy was a very good player, and honestly that was a close call. Now I will give you guys some quick tips for the 20 win challenge. The 20 win challenge, the longer it's out for, the easier it gets. So there's still 2 days left on this challenge right now, and the reason why it gets easier as time goes on is because good players like myself, who can get 20 wins, have already gotten 20 wins. And you guys can see I can't re-enter the challenge, so normally playing on the last day is better. Something else I would recommend is to take breaks. This is a very stressful challenge and it's very difficult. Only the top 0.001% of players end up getting 20 wins, so don't feel too bad if you don't get 20.